Hello, this is a video to talk a little bit about myself and also what I do. So my name is Laura Jane, and one of my businesses is Laura Jane Goddess Dance, feminine healer. So I am a dance healer, a dance teacher and a dance therapist for women. As well as that, I'm also a coach in women's sensuality, sexuality, and femininity and authenticity, as well as being a womb healer in Reiki and founder of new business Essence Tunbridge Wells. So first of all, I am going to speak to you a little bit about the work that I have been doing up until now. I have been working as a women's coach and also personal stylist for the last decade or so. It has been my main aim in whichever modality I have worked in, whether it was my styling or my coaching. It has been my main aim to inspire pride in women, pride in being a woman, and also to encourage joy in the feminine, because unfortunately we have been living in a time where women are struggling a little bit to actually enjoy living from a slower, gentler, feminine pace of life. This is because we feel that we have to keep up with the men. We have to play our women's roles as well as those of men, so we want to do it all, and we do it all. Unfortunately, this is exhausting, and naturally we can't do everything without reaching burnout, and also without actually slowing down to enjoy life and to appreciate all that we have on offer to us as women, to really enjoy and reconnect with our bodies and with our feminine minds and emotions. We don't often understand enough or learn enough about the feminine body and the cycles that we go through each month, and how they're connected to the moon, and how our emotions are forever ebbing and flowing, and we don't give ourselves time to rest because we don't let ourselves enjoy being women. We feel the need to compete against other men as well as other women as well. And we are living in a time where there is a lot of judgment. We judge ourselves, we judge others, we compare ourselves to others, and it is a highly pressurized time for women, I believe. So what my work has been about is to really teach women all about the aspects of being women that we should know, so that we don't burn ourselves out, and so that we can really enjoy being women, and also so that we can enjoy the company of other women and not feel like we are constantly competing. It's also very important to me to encourage women to unearth their own unique essence and their authentic selves. This means that we're no longer worried to stand out as somebody a little more unique. So this can be in the jobs that we do, in what we wear, how we live, and that we don't always have to conform to society expectations. And if we are living from a very authentic place, this is going to really relieve stress and frustration that we haven't been able to live out our true selves. And it is an issue that I see so often with women that come to me for coaching and healing, in that they feel that they haven't been true to themselves because they've always been living out via somebody else's expectations, family, friends, husbands, local community, whoever. My primary work is as a dance healer, and I'll tell you a little bit about why and how I came to dance healing. I am a trained dancer. I trained in ballet and contemporary, amongst many other disciplines of dance. I did perform, but I did leave dancing a little bit. I put it on the shelf to have a family and develop another career. But when lockdown occurred last year, I, like so many others, felt that really, really heavy burden of hurt and frustration and stress and fear. And the way that I carried myself through it was by dancing. Dancing was one of the main ways. I shall speak a little bit about another way and some other methods of coping. But I really realised that dance was one of the main ways and the easiest ways to bring a sense of relief and joy. And I think you'll all agree with me that when you watch a small child dance, if music comes on and you watch a small child just start to move so easily and so naturally and without insecurities and being self-conscious, that you can see their face and their body radiate and emanate absolute joy. Now this would be exactly the same for adults, but unfortunately we tend to get stuck in our mind rather than move more into our bodies and move through music and move through insecurities and pain and stress. And when we do learn to let go of being self-conscious and inhabited, the advantages to dance are just tenfold. And it has been scientifically proven that the hormones, the endorphins that are released when one dances are superior to many other forms of stress relievers and exercise as well. And it so beautifully relieves stress. It releases stuck emotions, it brings back joy, it relieves depression, and it really is something that everybody can do. You might think that you can't dance, but everyone has dance. Everyone has their own unique expression that they can release through the dance, which is a really lovely thing. And in a lot of my workshops, I do just gently guide my clients to move intuitively and just to improvise and dance in the way that they absolutely want to and feel the need to. So yes, I do a lot of dance therapy. So I trained in dance movement therapy as well. I use chakra dance, which is unblocking and balancing the chakras, which are the 7 different energy centers that run up the center of the body. We have the root for the space at the base of your spine, where if the root is balanced, then you feel grounded and supported. And then you have the sacral chakra, which is in the womb space. I'm going to speak about the womb space in a little moment. The womb space sacral chakra is definitely the feminine center. It's the center of creativity and expression, and connection as well. Then you have the solar plexus, the center of energy and empowerment and boundaries. The heart is also a space of connection, of love, of forgiveness, of compassion. You have the throat, which is also the space of expression and creativity. This can very often be blocked when a woman hasn't been expressing her true nature. Then you have the third eye, which is intuition, and the crown chakra is higher self and wisdom. So these can all be danced in my chakra dance classes to help balance and unblock any chakras that are misaligned, and it's a very, very powerful modality of healing. I also work with women's sensuality and sexuality, and I really this is very close to my heart, because I feel that a lot of women are disconnected from that side of themselves. They're disconnected from their bodies, they have a lot of body shame. Body image is definitely an issue, I think, more than ever, because of all of the social media, the competition, the comparison. And dance can really help to reconnect you to your body and to heal body shame as well. It'll help you to appreciate what your body does for you. Sexuality is self-explanatory, but women would benefit so much from being reconnected to themselves as sexual beings, and to understand how their bodies work again, just to understand the reproductive system, the womb space, and how that is such a powerful center of being a woman. So I do a lot of womb-centered dance, which effectively is very similar to belly dancing. And the reason why certain cultures dance moving from the womb space and the belly is because they know that this is a really powerful energy center of the woman. This is where we create life. This is where we birth from, not just children, but also ideas. Sometimes, if we also hold a lot of trauma there as well. Sometimes if you are feeling stuck creatively, you can feel that sort of heaviness within the womb space. So I do a lot of work on the womb space as well as Reiki. But yes, belly dance is something that all women should enjoy doing, and it comes very naturally to us. You might be surprised just how naturally it comes to all women. Breath is very important as well, just to slow down breath, to breathe consciously and deeply, to maybe hold that space, maybe your heart or your solar plexus or the womb space, and to breathe deeply and to let your body fill up with all of that life-giving air, and to not suck in the belly, but to really fill it up with air. And this is again something women are guilty of, pulling in their stomach and holding it in tight and sucking and not breathing deeply. And when we don't let ourselves breathe deeply, we're just cutting off such an important part of life, and also an aspect of stress relieving. When you breathe out, you can literally just feel stress dissipating in the out breath. So you can also let out an audible sigh, just to soften the body and release any tension. I coach women in sensuality, which is about bringing about pleasure and joy. It's slowing everything down, again living from a more feminine space, so that you are noticing everything that is around you, everything that is available to you. So you are seeing, you are hearing, you are smelling, you are feeling, rather than just being tunnel visioned and moving forwards and along towards a goal. You are slowing down and opening up to presence of the now, of this very moment. And this is something that a lot of women don't do anymore because they're always having to rush about. So my last baby that I have birthed recently is so exciting. I am about to open up a women-led space within my local town of Royal Tunbridge Wells called Essence. So named Essence because it is to represent how this is going to be a space where women can come to really reconnect to their own true nature and their true essence. And from this space we will be holding many workshops, classes and events that with myself and other facilitators to really help women to reconnect to themselves and others, because Lord knows we need that so much now. So it is a welcoming space of non-judgment. Everyone is welcome. We will dance, we will sing, we will paint and draw and craft, meditate, yoga, breath work. There's going to be so much available that we haven't had available to us in this town. So I'm really, really excited about that. We launch on the 26th of May with a red tent event. And we're going to be holding 2 red tent events each month, one on the new moon, one on the full moon. And the red tent goes back to the tradition, the age-old tradition from centuries ago, when each month when a woman would bleed, she would leave the centre of the village to go to what was literally a red tent, where there would be other women who would be bleeding at the same time, and they would rest and they would share, they would dance, sing, tell stories, teach, learn. They would just be in a very restful and welcoming women's space. So they would leave behind all of their tasks, all of their jobs that they would need to be on top of for the rest of the month. And this was an age-old tradition in many parts of the world, because they understood that a woman needed to rest at certain times of the month, that she has a lower phase of energy, of tolerance, of capacity to create or multitask, and that it was really beneficial to everyone involved if they had a space where they could go and just indulge themselves as women. And this is something that we don't do nowadays, because we are always working, whatever the time of the month, we are always running around, and we're not honouring that aspect of the feminine. So I am launching with a red tent on the 26th of May. I will be putting website details and email addresses in the subject beneath this video, so you can contact me on my websites and emails if you want to book for anything or would like to speak to me about anything. But hopefully I have touched the surface of who I am and what I do, and my passions in life, my passions for feminine healing. So wishing you a beautiful, sensual day. Remember to breathe deeply, to move and dance, and to appreciate all that you have as a woman and all that you are. So no doubt I will speak to you again soon. Bye.